We apologize for the technical issue. All right, folks, this is Fifth Street Soccer. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're going to step aside, take a break right now. We'll be right back to actually kick the whole show off right here on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
You're clear.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your full. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-08.
All right, stand by.
800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
All right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline, USA, SB Nation Radio. I'm Nick Geber. He's Nick Webster, and it is great to be with you on this World Cup day as we are going to look back at the matches that happened today, and we're going to look forward to the matches that happen tomorrow. And I do have to say, Nick Webster, we will do a little mea culpa, shall we? Because we did not do nearly as well today as we did the day before.
Well, I think we got a little bit unlucky, to be fair. Had Switzerland not scored that jammy little winner right at the death, we would have nailed that one right on the money. But we did get the under for the Nigeria-Iceland game.
And we did get Switzerland winning this game.
Yes, that's true.
Actually, Nick, hold on a second, folks. I take that back, Nick. We got this last game on the money. We said Switzerland 2-1, take the over.
Yep.
We said take the under on the Nigeria game, which was it was 2, so we made that one, right?
Yep.
And we said don't bet the Brazil game, which was good.
Yep.
Because it was crazy and and all the rest.
Yeah.
So actually, forget the mea culpa. You know what, Nick?
Yeah.
I'm going to celebrate with a little Russian vodka. Yes. Here. Say when, Nick. Say when.
When?
Okay, right about there. All right, here you go. Nostrovia. Okay.
Oh, yes, you're drinking it like a pro, Nick.
All right, let's get on with the show, shall we? That was just a small shot of Russian vodka to celebrate our second day in a row, Nick. I was going to do a mea culpa. I was going to berate myself. I was going to have self-flagellation. But look at what happened. We did it again, Nick Webster. We did it again. Okay, we got the Nigeria. We said it was going to be a draw, and they won. But we said take the under. It was the under. And then we even nailed the score on the Switzerland game, Nick. How good are we?
2-1.
Yeah.
We're so good. We're so good.
All right, folks.
Come on.
If you're listening to this on Sports Byline SB Nation Radio, you're going to be happy because I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to snap a pic of your new Ferrari or Lamborghini that you got with your winnings from listening to our show because we prognosticated so beautifully, and put it up on our Facebook page for us. That's at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. So that we can have a look and we can frankly do some bragging for you and ourselves. Nick, what are you going to do with your newfound wealth?
With my newfound wealth, I'm going to go out and have a slap-up meal tonight at Mrs. Niggins' pie shop.
You know what I'm going to do with my newfound wealth, Nick?
Go
I'm
on,
going to
then.
have another glass of vodka to celebrate again. Oh, yes. Yeah, Nostrovia. Yeah. We're having fun today, folks. Oh, man. Ooh. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to buy the really good Russian vodka like Stolichnaya, which sounds like a Russian battle from World War II. I got this free Seagram's Peach vodka, which tastes just awful, I might add. I got this at free at Red Rock. So there you go.
Looks like it's homemade.
I think it might be. And you'll excuse us, folks, as we go along with this show if I start slurring my words and getting a little crazy, because right now I've drunk it's about a third of a bottle of vodka, right, in celebration of this fantastic World Cup that we are having right now. Well, Nick, an interesting thing happened in the Brazil match today, and I want to talk about this and get into this in a little bit of detail because Neymar in the Brazil match had a penalty shout, and it went to video assistant referee, and it did what every football fan in the world has dreamt the video assistant referee would do. It caught the cheater in the act. And
absolutely.
And I'm wondering, Nick, I'm wondering in your opinion, do you think that this is going to change how players act and really reduce the amount of horrendous diving?
It would do if there was a punishment that fit the crime. However, the penalty wasn't given, correct. Neymar, though, should have been booked for diving. And if he had been booked for diving, guess what would have happened, Nick? He would have been red carded because he already picked up a yellow for dissent earlier in the half. So in some regards, the referee failed in his duty to really enforce the laws of the game. It was a blatant dive by Neymar. There can be no arguments about that. So really, what should have happened is the second yellow card should have appeared and he should have been off. And then this game would have, for all intents and purposes, probably finished up 0-0. And Brazil would be in a whole world of trouble. Instead, they're looking pretty now in that group.
Yeah, I completely concur with you. I was thrilled when the VAR came on. And the one thing that I do hope, look, we have some wonderful players in this game, players that are exciting and highly skilled and fast and sort of bring the same grace and beauty and artistry to the game that an incredible basketball player does as he, leaps 18 feet in the air, twizzles around 5 times, does a handstand and dunks the ball in the net with 5 other players all looking at him in amazement. We have those sorts of players in football, but unfortunately the prevalence of diving and the fact that referees can be duped has resulted in the fact that a lot of these players don't allow their skill to come through. I think yesterday, or was it the day before, we were talking about Lionel Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar versus Maradona. And I said, one of the things that I loved about Diego Maradona was that the idea of taking a silly dive wasn't something that was in his playbook. He figured that he was built very low to the ground. He had these massive hips and enormous thighs. He was, for all intents and purposes, the human Weeble. If you remember those toys, Nick, they wobble, but they don't fall down. And, he could be knocked around and pushed and kicked and banged by as many defenders as they wanted. He was going to stay on his feet and put that ball in the back of the net. And, of course, use his hands if he had to. But that's a separate story altogether. In recent eras, Nick, that's gone out the wayside. It's easier to draw a penalty than it is to take on the defenders and score a goal.
Well, yes, I mean, because the game has changed somewhat. But I think back in Maradona's day, the challenges were certainly a lot more robust. And don't get me wrong, Maradona's done his fair share of diving and cheating. But I always recall a great a YouTube video. Actually, he was warming up before a game with Napoli, and he was doing these tumble rolls, getting ready for the contact and how he would handle that contact in the hurly-burly of the game. I mean, I'm hoping that this VAR is going to put an end to the diving. But what has to happen, as I mentioned with the Neymar situation, is there has to be some kind of punishment for diving. Because if you're not punished, you're going to keep trying to do it and keep trying to get away with it.
Well, Nick, if I could suggest this, and this is something that I've advocated for a while, if you're cheating and trying to draw a penalty, that's a red cardable offense in my book. If you are booked for diving, you should be off. Now, at the time when there was no VAR and the referee was sort of deciding whether you're diving or not, that's a little harsh. It should definitely just be a yellow card. But in the era of VAR, when we can establish fairly in a concrete way whether you're diving or not, the VAR ref should be able to say to the main ref, absolutely clear he was diving. Guess what? Red card. If the VAR ref says, it was a dive, probably wasn't a penalty, yellow card. Let the VAR ref decide the severity of the dive, and then it's a yellow card or a red card. That's how I would handle it. If you do that, we'll cut this out of the sport in no time at all.
Well, that's pretty extreme there, Mr. Geber. Red card for diving. I mean, I totally understand.
Red card for diving in the box trying to draw a penalty.
Well, there's something about the dive that is
artistry.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the way players these days manage to hook their foot around the opposing defenders and throw themselves to the ground. So there's contact, and you would have to say, you'd have to put yourself in the mind of the player and say, well, yes, he deliberately meant to hook his foot around the defender's foot and throw himself to the floor. I don't know if we can quite go there yet. We don't have the mind police. Perhaps that's what we need. We need the mind VAR police, and then I'll give you your red card for diving in the box. Up until that point, I think it's a little extreme.
All right, well, we'll pick it up on the other side of the break. This is Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline USA SB Nation Radio Network. We'll take a break, 3 minutes. We'll be right back on the other side. You're clear.
If you are age 85 or younger, call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
When you struggle with credit card bills every month, you're not just in debt. Debt is all around you.
I see people every day that are on the brink. They're going to go over the edge, and at the bottom is bankruptcy, and we pull them back.
At the Debt Helpline, we're experts at helping you resolve your debt problems and become free of debt. We can help you pay off your debt and give you one lower monthly payment that you can afford.
You do get to consolidate your payments. You only have to worry about making one payment a month instead of making 3 or 4 or 5.
If you have $5,000, $10,000 or more in credit card bills, call the Debt Helpline now for a free confidential debt analysis.
857-6063, 800-957-6063. Call the CESI Debt Helpline right now for a free confidential debt review. 800-957-6063, 800-957-6063.
Results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. If you owe the IRS back taxes, payroll taxes, or have not filed your returns, the IRS will get you. They can take your property, take you to court, even put you in jail. One call to Wall and Associates, and your tax problems are solved. Wall has saved clients over $150 million in the last 5 years. Our average client settles for about 10% of what is owed. With one call to Wall, you'll never need to talk to the IRS again. We offer free face-to-face consultations in your local area. Remember, Wall has a proven track record with a total client savings over $150 million. Call now for your free face-to-face consultation. 800-813-9940. 800-813. All
right, stand by.
800-813-9940.
All right, welcome back. Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Hello. By the way, big hello to our men and women in uniform listening around the world on the American Forces Network. It is great to be with you. Also, if you're listening on an affiliate station of SB Nation Radio or Sports Byline USA, it is also wonderful to be with you as we are each and every weeknight, weekday, weeknight, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, then again 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And if you can't get enough of the Fifth Street experience, we're going to give you a little bit more on Saturdays, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. East Coast Time. It's a full 2-hour show. We talk about everything under the sun, not just soccer, although rest assured during the World Cup, what we're going to do for you is we're going to give you our prognostications on Saturday for the Sunday and the Monday matches. That way, you'll be ready to roll. You'll have your picks for every day of the week during the World Cup. And, of course, once the group stages are over, it's going to slow down just a little bit, but we won't slow down here with our soccer talk and analysis. We're going to keep it going. And we'll keep it going for the next 4 years, all the way through to Qatar. Maybe it's not quite 4 years, Nick, because it's going to be a Winter World Cup in Qatar. Are they going to do it the winter before or the winter after?
The winter before, so it'll be about 3.5 years.
3.5 years. So we'll just stay on the air here for 3.5 years. You can talk to us at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. That's on Facebook. By the way, Andrew disagrees with me, Nick Webster, as to diving, which is a discussion that we had in the previous segment. I was suggesting that egregious dives in the box attempting to draw a penalty should suffer the fate of execution, football execution, which is a red card. Andrew says disagree. One dive should be yellow at the maximum. I agree with Mr. Webster. A red would be too extreme, and all I can say is he just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Thank you very much, Andrew. I'm glad you're a believer. Yeah. Mr. Gieber is way too extreme. I think the vodka's got to him, and he's talking.
Yeah, speaking of which,
he's talking like a mad Russian.
Speaking of which, Nick, I think I'm a little parched. I need a bit more vodka. This one's for you, Nick Webster.
To be honest with you. Huh? Too much boozing by Mr. Gieber.
Another shot down the old tube there. So far, I'm at half a bottle of vodka, and the show's just getting better and better. I need to remember this. It's a good way to lubricate our way through the day here on Fifth Street Soccer. Nick, we are 2 matches in. Let's take a brief look here at Group A. Russia, Uruguay, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia in that order so far in Group A. We had picked Russia and Uruguay to come out of this group. I had hoped that Egypt would come out. We thought that was a good value to come out of the group at plus 155, but that's not going to happen. They have 2 losses. It's impossible for them to go through. That is locked in with our prediction, and if I might add, that is also locked in with the pundits and the bookies' predictions, although whether it's, I think at this point, Uruguay are going to be hard-pressed to finish on top because they're going to need to have a goal differential of more than 5 in the next match. So I don't see that happening. So it's going to be likely Russia 1, Uruguay 2. Group B, we're 2 matches in, and there's not a great deal of surprise here. This is Spain and Portugal, and they are absolutely tied. No one is in 1, no one is in 2. I believe it is... Actually, it's wrong on the FIFA site. It should be in alphabetical order at this point. But Spain are on 4 points, Portugal on 4 points, and they both have a goal differential of 1. The head-to-head was a draw, so this is very much tied in equal standings. What's interesting, Nick, is that Iran is in 3rd place in that group at 3 points.
Yes, well, they beat Morocco, and unfortunately, Morocco will be exiting the tournament. So, even though Portugal should thump Iran, Iran still have something to play for. And as we've seen from this World Cup, if you can keep a game tight for a long period of time and then jam something at the end, you can produce a shock. So, even though on paper Portugal-Iran should be a no-brainer, 3 points for CR7 and his chums, I think because there is something to play for, it will be a lot tighter than many people think.
Right. Well, Nick, in Group C, it's interesting because there is a possible permutation here. As the final matches, let's just bring everybody up to speed here. France are at first 6 points. They're going through, no problem. Denmark second with 4 points. Australia third with 1 point. Peru, lackluster Peru, close but no cigar, and they have 2 losses and 0 points. What's interesting about this last match, Nick, is France are playing Peru. Depending on what team France puts out, it really doesn't matter. That's a nothing match for us, France-Peru. You can forget about it. I think France will probably try to rest players that maybe have a knock or 2. So that's... doesn't matter what happens, what the outcome of that one is. The interesting one is Denmark, pardon me, it's Australia-Peru. I will back up. I'm talking out of that thing I'm sitting on, Nick. I should probably not be drinking the vodka. But it's Australia-Peru, and this is a very important match now because if Australia win this match and France beats Denmark, by dint of the fact that one wins and the other loses, they're going to be tied, and it's likely Australia would then go through. The problem is, I think France are likely to rest certain players that have a knock or 2, as I mentioned earlier, because they're through already. But that is a possibility here, Nick, and I've spoken way too long. Over to you.
Yes, you have spoken long, and you have spoken out of your arse by getting the fixture completely arse about front. Look, France have yet to really flatter and turn on the afterburners, but 2 games, 6 points. They are through to the knockout rounds, and that's the objects of the group stages. Now, do they want to go through first or second? I'm sure they want to go through in first place because then they play the runner-up of Group D. But the runner-up of Group D could now all of a sudden be Argentina again, who by dint of Nigeria winning, have managed to have a lifeline of sorts. I actually see this game, though, France-Denmark being a draw. Neither team really needs to go out and win the game. And Denmark goes through with a draw, regardless of what Australia do against Peru. And I think Peru have been a bit unlucky, actually. They've played some great football. They just can't finish. So 1-2, yeah, I think that's what the bookies had it at the start of the tournament. And once again, they've got it right.
France-Denmark, that's what they had. And it surprises me just how competitive Australia have been. And I think that bodes well for world football in general. We're seeing a lot more of the sort of, quote, weaker teams, teams that you wouldn't expect to really perform, doing very well and making a game of it. I mean, even Saudi Arabia, who came back from that 5-0 hammering at the hands of Russia, looked like a few days off and probably some canings and a beheading or 2 got their team right in line, and they did a lot better coming back. It was a much better performance from Saudi Arabia. All right, let's go back to Group D, and it's strange to say that.
I'm not going to let you drink any more on the show, Nick.
Speaking of which, I think I will have another vodka while we're talking, another shot here of Seagram's. Ugh, it's not good like Stolich now, but here we go. Right, I'll let my arse do some more talking. All right.
Yeah, please do.
Group D, that's the one we've had today with two matches in. Croatia, 6 points. Nigeria surprised me today with the victory over Iceland, to be fair. I thought Nigeria looked pretty awful in their match against Croatia earlier on. So this one is still open, I suppose. I believe that the problem that our Nigerian friends are going to have is that their last match is against Argentina, and Argentina right now are in a position where they really need to get, solidify it.
Well, they have to get the win. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, the permutations in this group, though, are many and varied. Obviously, Croatia is through. Nigeria, by dint of their 2-0 win and 2 fantastic goals by Musa, by the way. I've got to give him a lot of credit. Really didn't do very much for Leicester City, but for Nigeria, looks like an absolute world beater. Well, they'll play Croatia, and one can't help but think that maybe some naughtiness will be in play, right?
You think so?
Oh, it's Nigeria, Iceland. Sorry, now I'm talking out of my arse.
Well, people often say it is the best part of you, Nick.
Nigeria, Iceland. Well, that was 2-0. Iceland have played Argentina as well, so they're playing Croatia.
Yeah. And Croatia don't need Croatia. I'm imagining, Nick, will rest players.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, but Nigeria looked good today. Argentina have looked garbage all tournament long. It would be rather typical of them to suddenly turn it around, though, and put together a performance. But they're going to have to score quite a few goals because should Nigeria get a point in their last game, well,
their last game is against Nigeria. I mean, it's against Argentina.
That'll be enough.
Yeah, they get a point in their last game. That'll be enough. Are you drinking the vodka too, Nick, or are we just on World Cup overload right now? I think you must be. That's okay. All right, folks, it's all fun here at Fifth Street Soccer here on the Sports Byline USA Radio Network, where we are always pleased to bring you the footy whenever we can. All right.
Honestly, so many bloody games, Nick.
I know, it's crazy. Right, well, Group E, Brazil and Switzerland. Serbia still in the hunt, I suppose, although we did call that match today, Nick, once again, and quick backpatting. That's why we're having so much vodka, because we even called the scoreline on this one, Webster. We called the scoreline.
2-1 to the Switzerland.
Of course, we can't remember the groups anymore and who's playing who because we've been too busy celebrating, but with our newfound wealth. But that's the way it is. All right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, it's the piece you've all been waiting for. We're going to give you our picks and values for tomorrow's matches. Tunisia, Belgium. Mexico, South Korea, Sweden, Germany. Interesting matchup right there. Germany need to get it done. That's right, Webster. You keep the glasses on. All right, we're going to go to break here on Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Hey, if you'd like to chime in, give us a call in the studio if you want to speak to two inebriated hosts having a great time. 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. Just kidding, we're not really inebriated. We're just very happy. All right, time for a break. We'll be right back after this, right here on Sports Byline.
Fix a sink and a painter to paint the...
Just use Angie's List.
Doesn't that cost money?
Not at all. It's free to find pros in your area who can do the work. You can even read ratings and reviews from other customers.
What about roofing pros?
Angie's List has pros for everything. And to save time, they'll even match you to the best pros for the job.
Oh, that's awesome. Looks like I'll be able to play after all.
Find the best pros for your next project at angieslist.com.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-430-4234. 800-430-4234. That's 800-430-4234. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
When posting on most job sites, you get candidates.
I'm the sales director you're looking for.
I'm the sales director you're looking for.
But when you post on Indeed.com, you get the candidates just right for you.
I'm a sales director with an MBA, over 10 years experience, who's also fluent in Japanese.
With Indeed, you can add screener questions for a less time-consuming route.
All right, stand by.
Qualified candidates.
Arigato.
Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
You're hot.
All right, we're back. History Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Nick Geber with you, along with Nick Webster. And we are having a great time today celebrating our fantastic picks, both yesterday and today. We have done extremely well, and if you're banking on our picks, you are smiling all the way to El Banco, or whatever it's called in Russian. Do you know what that's called in Russian, Nick?
No, нет.
Niet. Bien with money. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, folks. So here we go. We promised you our picks, and that we're going to do. This is that part of the show. Picks and values, courtesy of betanysports.eu, where you can sign up right now online at betanysports.eu. Very easy to do. And if you do that and you use the affiliate code FISTREET, you get a 50% bonus on your deposit up to $1,000, which, if you keep everything going the way it is, should buy you a mansion, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, and a bevy of supermodels to hang out by your pool for you. So keep listening to us here at Fifth Street Soccer. Nick, tomorrow we have 2 matches in Group F, 1 match in Group G. We're getting very close to another match in Group G on Sunday. I'm very excited about that one, Nick. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? By the way, Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. We have on Fifth Street Sports, we have some spectacular matches to look forward to. And let's start with the Group G matchup of Tunisia against Belgium, Nick. And Belgium broke down Panama in the first match. Tunisia is also going to be a difficult team to break down, Nick. They're both really having to play. They can't play tete-a-tete with a team like Belgium. They have to kind of pack it in, be a little compact, and do, quite frankly, what Tunisia have done. They were unlucky, let's just say. Luck is probably not bad. It was unfortunate for them to lose to Harry Kane in the first match. But here they are playing an extremely good Belgian side. And the news out of the Belgian camp, Nick, is that Vincent Kompany is going to miss with an injury, and Thomas Vermaelen is probably not going to play. How do you see this match going, Nick?
Well, I'm very interested, actually, obviously from the English perspective, to see how Belgium do against Tunisia, who England found very easy to get through in the first half, but couldn't convert their chances. This Belgium team with De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, Mertens, all very good finishers. And I would imagine if they get the chances that Tunisia gifted to England, then this could be a 5-0 by half time. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how Belgium approach this game. Will they go for a fast start, or will they tend to sit back and see what Tunisia have? But the quality within the team, I can't see Tunisia troubling Thibaut Courtois in the Belgian goal, to be honest with you. And I actually see Belgium winning this one very comfortably by a scoreline of at least 2-3-0.
Right, Nick. So the other news, you mentioned Thibaut Courtois in goal for Belgium. On the other side, sadly for Tunisia, their first choice goalkeeper, Mouez Hassan, is actually injured and done after the injury he sustained during the England match. So they're going to have their second choice goalkeeper in, which is going to make life very difficult for them because they're up against Belgium, which has a great midfield, a good attack, and very solid defense on the other side. So it is going to be tough for them. Nick, I like Belgium 2-0 on this match for me. If we look at the numbers on this, there's not a great deal of value anywhere you go on this one. Tunisia, a plus 967 for the win. Again, these odds courtesy of betanysports.eu. Tunisia, plus 967 for the win. Belgium, minus 265 for the win. The draw, which is not going to happen, I cannot see the draw happening on this, is plus 402. And the over-under is 2.5 goals, actually, which is a bit awkward. And neither of them are playing particularly well at 106 and 109, respectively. So, Nick, much like the Brazil game of today, where we recommended that you just pass on this one, I'm going to recommend to the folks out there that they just pass on this one.
Bold decision, Nick. I mean, I think if Belgium can really get their football going, 3-0 would be quite nice to take Belgium and the over. But, you know, I do tend to agree with you on this one. I think should Belgium get that lead, they'll probably take their foot off the gas and rely on the likes of Vertonghen and Alderweireld to get them the 3 points and bring it home.
Right, I agree. So we're set on that Tunisia-Belgium draw in Group G. Let's move on to a very highly anticipated match here in the States, of course. It is Mexico-South Korea. And, of course, Mexico coming off that absolutely terrific win against Germany that kind of shocked the world and really set the stage for what we're seeing in this World Cup, which is some wonderful play and some great upsets, and maybe some of the well-established teams showing a little bit of age and some miles on them. But after that, Mexico are in pole position. They're tied with Sweden. Sweden, they'll get to play Germany this particular match day. And if Mexico get the win, they'll need just to draw with Sweden in the next match to finish in first place, maybe getting ahead of ourselves a bit. But if Mexico can get a win here against South Korea, it'll put them perfectly to just need a point. And they're through in first place, which was inconceivable. I'll just give you an idea, Nick Webster. I'll just pull out our odds prior to the World Cup here. Mexico were plus 510 to come out of this group in first place. 5-1.
Outstanding performance by the Mexicans in that first half against the Germans has really set this one up for that 5-1 to be a great payday. I mean, in all honesty, Nick, I thought the first 45 minutes by Mexico was the finest performance we've seen in the tournament so far. Yes, granted, in the second half, they were running on fumes and the Germans came on strong, but they showed a lot of defensive discipline and looked so very dangerous on the break. And when you've got the likes of Chicharito, Carlos Vela, and Guardado, the captain, just making Mexico hum, tick, and the belief going through the Osorio squad right now is second to none. And I really see them taking care of business against South Korea. Not too sure what the scoreline is going to be. I'm leaning towards a 2-0 Mexico. I'm fully confident that Mexico will take all 3 points in this game and guarantee themselves a spot in the knockout rounds. And like you said, were they to finish first, that 5-1, if you put some money on it, that's a great payout.
Well, the team news coming out of the various camps are that South Korea, by the way, South Korea didn't get a single shot on target versus Sweden, not one. They're solid organization, I mean, absolutely. But you've got to have some teeth. They have none. And to make matters worse, their big defender, Park Joo-hoo, is injured and will be replaced by Kim Min-woo, both players that I know absolutely nothing about, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, anytime you're changing a starting defender in a World Cup game where really it's super important, is never good. So it doesn't bode well for South Korea. Juan Carlos Osorio-Nick's not predicted to make any changes whatsoever. No surprise. For me, for my money, I like, obviously, Mexico for this. They're not going to lose this match. But I don't think this scoreline is going to be all that big. I think a 1-0 for me on this one. I think we're going to see South Korea really packing it in and making it very difficult for Mexico. Yes, they have creativity. It's going to be fascinating to see when they do it, though. Just if this Mexico team can keep their composure and keep sort of banging away at the rock wall, chiseling away, which is what you have to do when teams pack it in, or if they're going to start to get really frustrated and start flailing around. I still don't see any danger of South Korea really hitting on the counterattack. So I do think it's going to be a 1-0 victory for Mexico. Let's look at the numbers on this one, Nick. And actually, surprisingly enough, some pretty good numbers on Mexico for this one. Minus 136 for Mexico to win. That, to me, is ridiculously low. I would think Mexico would be a favorite closer. Mexico would be a favorite closer to where Belgium was against Tunisia at minus 265, but the bookies have it at minus 136, which is good value if you want to put some money on it. South Korea plus 485. If you're a little cynical and think there's going to be a draw. By the way, if there's a draw, this is going to be the world's most horrendously boring match, because this will be a 0-0 draw with one team trying to chisel away at the other's great wall of defense. It's going to be an awful match if it is a 0-0 draw. I don't see it. That's plus 267. The over-under is 2. The under is plus 107. Not bad right there, Nick. And the over is minus 122. So for me, I'm going Mexico. I'm taking the under.
Yes, I'm going Mexico and taking the under as well. Obviously, the bookies have looked at many of these games that we've reported on, and the under seems to be a very popular scoreline right now. And if we look at the amount of goals scored in this World Cup right now, for all the excitement of the games, Nick, the goal scoring is actually way down on previous World Cups. So for the fans at home who don't get to enjoy the atmosphere of the stadiums, we want to see more goals. So come on, guys, stop messing around, start putting the ball in the back of the bloody net.
All right, we've got 2.5 minutes left to do this, so 3.5 minutes left for the big match here, Germany-Sweden. This is the next match. If Germany loses and Mexico win, guess what? Germany are out. And I know that's surprising to a lot of people, but 3 of the last 4 World Cup winners prior to Germany failed to make it out of the group stages. So that's actually a really interesting statistic. And history, though, in this particular match, Nick, would suggest goals. In 2013, Germany beat them 5-3. There was that incredible 4-4 draw in 2012 where Germany were up 4-0 and Sweden came back, scored 4 goals. In the 36 prior matches, they basically split it. 15 wins for Germany, 13 for Sweden. Although, trust me, folks, that means nothing. Those are players that some of them are probably long dead of old age. But in this one in particular, I like Germany 2-1 for this match, Nick. They're going to make some changes. Marco Reus is going to replace Mesut Ozil. Ilkay Gundogan is going to replace Sami Khedira. And Jonas Hector is going to be at left back instead of Marvin Plattenhardt. So they're making some changes, which is what they need to do, obviously, after the defeat to Mexico. In Swedish news, Victor Lindeldorf from Man United is going to replace Pontus Jansson. Sweden, I don't know, Nick, how do you see it? I see it 2-1.
Well, I hear that Mario Gomez is also going to get a start. So Germany going with a big target man up front. I've been telling you for weeks that I actually think Sweden, for all their limitations, are a very difficult team to play against and have a history of squirming and worming their way out of the group stages in major tournaments to get to the knockout round. I actually feel like Sweden are a good value for a tie tomorrow. And that tie will put immense pressure on the Germans. I mean, look, they've got to come out. They've got to make the running. They are the current world champions. It is their trophy on the line right now. And they were very, very poor on Saturday. Yes, we're going to see a much improved German performance, but Sweden are going to be, I mean, you talk about Mexico chiseling away against South Korea. Well, Germany's going to have to do exactly the same against Sweden. And I just see Sweden playing a real strong 4-4-2, parking the bus and making life very difficult.
All right, call the ball, Nick. How do you see it? 1-1. All right, Nick sees a draw at 1-1. I see Germany 2-1. Here are the values. The draw plus 341. Nick, great value on the draw. Great value on the draw. Real possibility. Germany minus 196, not so good. The over-under is 2.5. Not great value on either one. Minus 10, minus 105. I'm not sure people really think. They either think this is going to be a goal fest or this is going to be a nothing fest. But I do see Germany 2-1. So I would go the over and I will go Germany. Nick, you're going to go the draw and you're going to go the under. That's correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back to wrap it up here. This is Fifth Street Soccer Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. That's it, folks. Those are our picks for Tunisia, Belgium, Mexico, South Korea, Sweden, Germany. Mark them down. Go put your money down. We'll be right back after this.
You're clear.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down, 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Are you an inventor who would like to try to have an invention or idea patented and submitted to companies, but you don't know what to do next? Call for free information from InventHelp. InventHelp, a leading inventor service company, has been helping inventors since 1984 and has sales offices located in more than 60 cities nationwide. You'll want to talk to the company that has helped secure more than 7,000 invention patents. So call InventHelp. Even if you have an idea for improving an existing product and don't know where to go with it, you'll still want to free information. You'll find out how InventHelp may assist you in trying to patent your invention and submit it to companies. So call now.
Call InventHelp at 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738.
All right, stand by.
Information by dialing 1-800-316-1738. That's 1-800-316-1738. 1-800-316-1738.
Well, hope you're enjoying the show. This is Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline, SB Nation Radio. Nick Geber and Nick Webster, your professional prognosticators and pundits here for your pleasure. It's a lot of P's there. And in celebration of our splendid picks, Nick Webster, I'm going to have one last glass of vodka for the road. Just kidding, folks. Do not drink and drive. But I'm going to have this shot here of vodka. Nostrovia!
Nostrovia, they're going to be like rolling you out of the studio today.
Yeah, I think I might hurl. Oh, don't, by the way, ever drink Seagram's peach-flavored vodka instead of Stolichnaya. Stolichnaya much better, but as I said before, Nick, this was free at Red Rock.
Oh, I like when you have it in front of the green screen, it actually manages to disappear in your hand.
It does it? That's fantastic. Look at that. It's an amazing disappearing bottle. By the way, folks, I hope you're watching this show as well as listening to it, and you can do that by going to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. You can also see it on our website at www.fifthstreetsports.com. You can listen to it live on the Sports Byline website. You can watch us on YouTube. If you drink a lot of vodka and you stick your finger out the window, you might actually think you can pick up our signal. You probably can't, but you probably think you can. And finally, I want to thank all the men and women in uniform listening on American Forces for tuning into the show today. We're with you each and every weeknights, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. But that's not a night, you're saying. I know, but we're with you again at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is nighttime. So I suppose we're with you morning, noon, and night. Well, not morning, but we're with you noon and night. Nick Webster, thanks a lot. We'll be back tomorrow to celebrate our great picks, will we not?
Yes, we will. And enjoy the games. And come on, Mexico. Come on, Sweden.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. Tomorrow we will be celebrating. All right, want to remind everybody to tune in also on Saturday, Fifth Street Sports at 2 p.m. Pacific time. That is tomorrow, by the way. So tomorrow we'll be on at 2 p.m. Pacific time. It is Fifth Street Sports. It's me. It's Las Vegas Frank. It's Oklahoma Brian. It's Nolan Dalla. It's Brian Wilson. It's the whole crew here, folks. We're going to cover all sorts of sports, including giving you our World Cup picks for Sunday and Monday. Until then, enjoy the matches. Don't drink too much vodka. Never drink and drive. And have a great night.
You're clear. Great show, guys.